That's lame. I mean, it's not lame. I thought you did for some reason.
Because I did have it.
Oh, you did have it. All right.
I did have
it. You got rid of it because it was lame. Dude, I think it's whack. Someone mentioned me the other day. They're like, if you have YouTube TV, you should immediately get YouTube Premium. And I was like, you know what? How is
that not a thing already?
Yeah, why is that not a thing? If you pay for YouTube TV, which YouTube TV is actually pretty dope, but YouTube Premium is pretty whack. You should definitely get both. Do you get both? Help me, Google. No, YouTube Premium is separate membership from YouTube TV. Lame as balls.
Very lame. All right. Make sure everything's all muted so we don't get any random feedback.
Oh. It is separate membership from YouTube TV. YouTube Premium is expensive.
What is it now? It was like $12, or it was like $12 before, I think.
It's $14.
Oof.
For an individual account. It's $23 if you want a family account. Gross. And then it's still $8 if for fucking student price. For a student price, it's still $8. That's gross as shit.
Damn, then you have to decide if you want a McDouble or if you want to, no ads.
Whoa.
Oh, let's see.
Are you guys hold me down? I'm gonna get ice. It's the only thing I don't have with me right now. Do I need it?
I don't know if all your drinks are already cold.
They should be. I mean, there's ice in the cooler too. I'll be alright.
Oh. Did you see the shit where Apple's going to start timestamping being seen?
What do you mean?
On their text messages?
They already did. I thought they already did do that.
Like they're going to like full blown, like if you just like look at your phone and see that somebody texted you, it'll notify them that you've seen that you've texted them.
You've seen the notification.
Yeah.
Oh, because they already did it. Like if you look at the message, if you open the message and read it, they'll be like, "Oh, it's been seen" or whatever. Oh, that's dirty. I thought they already like timestamp it too, because they'd be like, they at least read the message at fucking, I don't know, 2:18. I thought they already did shit like that. But now if you just open your phone and just like view the notification, they'll start doing that. Dude, that's toxic. That's toxic.
Right?
Fuck. That's evil.
Imagine your girlfriend's trying to message you while you're at work and she gets left on. he has been notified at 12:08, and you text back on your break or your lunch break at 4:00. Yeah, there's gonna be some fights over that.
People trying to start fights, man. They were trying to start fights with the scene shit. Or, being left on red, man. That's fucking... You gotta be able to turn that off, though, right?
I don't know. I don't have an Apple.
And what side can you turn that off from? Can you turn it off from your side so that people don't see that you've seen it? Or are you one of those people that you have to turn it off from your side, being like, I don't want to deal with that shit because it would fuck with my mind too much, so I'm gonna turn it off.
I just doubt anybody's gonna do that.
People be like, I seen you see my shit.
Yeah.
I seen you seen that I text you. I've seen that you've seen that I was seeing when I was seeing you, as you were seeing as I was seeing what we saw, as we saw it when it was seen. So you need to make sure that you see your ass texting me after you've done seeing it.
Oh. Wait, what the hell?
Ooh, I made that one strong. Sorry.
That's crazy.
The dudes ain't here. I'm drinking for them.
All right. Screw it. We'll get started. If anybody else shows up, cool.
Actually, no, don't start it just yet.
Okay.
Oh, my bad. 30 seconds.
Do-wah, do-do-do-do-do-wah. Maya he, Maya ho.
All right, I'm ready.
Are you? All right. And here we go. Hello, everybody. Welcome to Griffcast episode. Hell, what episode are we on now? 128. The Mature Nerdy Podcast for immature people. The show where we talk about any and all things nerd, video games, comic books, movies, computer technology, and or science. I am your host, King Neckbeard Griffmore. And as you can see, it's just the CP with me today.
It's just the best ones, man. It's just the best ones.
I know.
The most loyal ones. The real ones.
You know what's funny is my group text for the podcast is the real G's. Yeah.
What does G stand for?
Wouldn't you like to know?
I kind of would. That's probably why I asked the question.
But we're gonna two-man this episode. Wild and Solid are out, having a life, and Wrath is leaving me on red. So
leaving you unseen. Leaving you unseen. No, man, that's...
I can't even tell. Oh, what's going on? Why is this not working?
No.
We're streaming.
Well, everybody, that's it. We're done.
We are streaming.
Thank you.
I'm pretty sure. Yeah.
He's going to end it early. We always have to have technical difficulties. No show can go perfect. And no perfect can go show.
Okay, interesting. Twitch isn't letting me preview this stream.
This is just not letting you preview, or you're not streaming it?
Well, we're on Facebook. We're on YouTube. Do.
Oh, well.
Hey. Oh, there we go. Watch now.
Yeah.
It's not letting me watch now. Okay.
I mean,
Okay,
you're live on Twitch, buddy. You've been live this whole time.
Yeah. All right. Good. We're good. We're good. Everything's good. So, anybody who came by last week looking for a new episode, I do apologize. We were kind of in the skirts of the hurricane as it came through, and we lost power for a few days. So, no power means no internet, which means no show. So, therefore, we're getting caught up today. We got some spicy stuff to talk about today.
Yeah, I think it's a lot of spicy topics. It's fun. Like it's mostly just controversy or publicity. I don't know, just evil stuff. I like it. It makes me feel good.
Hey, you played Space Marines, right?
Yeah. Space Marine 2?
Yeah. How long is the campaign?
I haven't touched the campaign.
Oh, really? Okay.
Yeah, as soon as I got the ability to do operations and do co-op, which is pretty much basically after like the intro mission, that's all I've done. So I haven't even touched the campaign. I haven't touched that game in a while because I feel like it's broken but not broken at the same time. The shit's weird, right? So like they have like different levels of campaign. And also operations, like different levels of difficulties. You know, I think the levels of difficulties are like, you know, easy, normal, hard, challenging for the campaign. And then it's pretty much the same thing for the operations. It's I don't even know what they are. I don't know what the first one is. I think the first one is just normal.
Is your multiplayer character separate from your campaign character?
Technically, yes.
Okay.
So the campaign character depends on whether you're the main character, you're the second person participating, or the third person participating, depending on who your campaign character is. Mm-hmm. And they have different abilities, you know, different person, you know, so on and so forth. And then your operations character, I don't know if like the actual character changes between who you select, but you can select you select your class. Mm-hmm. You know, you have the tactical, holy shit, I forgot the name of them. I totally forgot. The bulwark, the heavy, the sniper, the assault.
Okay.
And the vanguard. Yeah, Vanguard's one of my favorites. He's dope as shit. But the operation skill levels are, I forgot what the first one is because I barely ever play on it. Then it's average, substantial, and then crucial, ruthless. But it's so weird, man, because like. So the jump from average to substantial is fucking substantial when it comes to difficulty. It's a fucking it feels like a fucking jump, man. It's been a while since I've played, so maybe they reworked it, but I also feel like they haven't. But I mean, it's a fucking jump, and just getting my ass pushed in, and then sometimes average, but it's weird because like sometimes like I'll be like, because even substantial, because it's like. Normal is no level. Then it's like for average, like you have to be at least level 5. We recommend you be level 5. Substantial, we recommend be level 10, and then crucial is like 15 and up, right? I'll be like level 15, going through a substantial and still just getting my fucking ass beat in, my ass just pushed in, and it's just. And then like sometimes you go to average, and sometimes you can walk through average. If like, you know, even if I have like, you know, two of my boys with me, we'll just go through and we'll just walk through average, and then we'll try substantial, and then we'll get our fucking asses pushed in, and then we'll go back to average, and then get our fucking asses pushed in again, and we're like, how the fuck did that just happen? And just sometimes average can be all over the fucking place. It doesn't. I don't know how they do their difficulty or whatever. It's fucking all over.
I need to. And then, like, I've been thinking about picking it up and plowing through the campaign before tomorrow night.
And then another problem that I have with it is, so like you have your different levels of weapons. Like you have like your gray common, your green uncommon, your purple superior, and then gold legendary. So you have to work with these weapons. You have to, you know, get up your experience, and then you have to acquire these armory data so that you can then like upgrade them to these certain points, right? And getting it to green is not hard, but getting it to superior, the purple level, it's becoming a fucking task because you can only get the purple armory data in substantial missions. But to really get through a substantial mission, you need purple weapons so you can fucking kill enemies and take care of them and shit. So it's like a catch-22. I'm like, how the fuck do you expect me to do? Like, I need these weapons to do these missions, but I can't do these missions without these weapons. You know, I can't get these weapons without doing these missions. And because I mean, and you can always like get like halfway through and like you'll find like because armory data is like it's like this weird collectible that you can find, or you'll take down bosses, not the main boss of the mission, but like bosses like scattered throughout the mission that you find, and you take them down, and then you get it. But then if you have it and then you die and you don't finish the mission, you lose all that shit. You just lose it, and it's just like. But then I guess I could farm pretty easily that way. Like once I had the 2, then I could just die and then just end the mission, not really just go through the end of the mission. So I mean, yeah, that makes sense. But dude, I mean, even so, I have like even with like full, I have like purple weapons for even like some of my higher ranking characters. And going through substantial I'm still just getting my ass beat. I don't even want to try it on fucking on Ruthless. I'm just like I don't even understand. I don't even know what would happen. It would just fucking just. As soon as I step off the boat to fucking go into the mission, just swarmed. You're playing and like it tells you at the top, like massive enemy wave or something. Like it will be like, you know, enemy wave, or like, you know, there's a few of these enemies here. There's a few minor enemies, few major enemies, or like you have an enemy wave, and then I see massive enemy wave at the top. I'm just like, it's fucking over. It's over. We're not gonna survive. Good luck, everybody. Yeah. I can't hear you. And your mic's not lighting up. So
there we go.
It's you.
There we go. Yeah, it was me.
Yeah.
I've been thinking about it, just plowing through the campaign before tomorrow night, just so I can, you know, say I played it, and then because tomorrow night they're doing the global launch of the Diablo 4 expansion.
Yeah. I mean, did you already buy Space Marine 2?
Not yet.
All right. I mean. You do, man. You do if you want. You can buy it. If you don't buy it, you do buy it, whatever. Let me know. I mean, I still haven't played the campaign. I want to go back and play the campaign, but I'm also like, if I'm going to play the game, I might as well play on operations so I can rank up my characters. You know? At least try to level them up. But I also just haven't played it in a while.
I've seen a lot of some of the story missions, and I'm like, I want to experience that.
Dude, I mean, it was so dope, man. The first mission, you're just a fucking solo, just taking on these fucking waves after waves, and you get the fucking chainsword, and you're just fucking, it's fucking badass, dude. I mean, the game is fucking badass, don't get me wrong. The game is fucking dope. The operations, I feel like they need to do a lot of rework with the operations, because the difficulty just seems unbalanced to me from time to time. I don't know. They also need more operations because there's only 6 of them right now. So you can, like, especially like when you play on the first difficulty and then average, like, you can finish them. So sometimes I think, even on the normal difficulty, it takes like 25 minutes to get through. So I'm not saying that they're long, but they're also not short. On the higher difficulties, you can get through them. It takes a while, maybe 40 minutes. If you have like, dude, one time I was playing on average and I got dude, just running into one massive enemy wave is a fucking nightmare. I was playing on fucking average, and I got hit with 4 different massive enemy waves.
That's a lot of game.
I was losing my fucking shit. I'm happy that I'm getting through this and I'm going to get all my shit and get all the experience from beating the mission, but also, I'm on fucking average. Why did you give me 4 massive enemy waves? Y'all are fucking crazy. This is that bullshit I'm talking about. The difference in... You know, the difference in difficulty, because sometimes I've been through substantial and like, dude, I've walked a substantial like by myself. I went through a substantial and I played it solo, and I was like, oh, okay, this isn't bad at all. And then like someone joins and it's just like two players go through like, oh, you know, fucking jack that shit up, man. Just.
I mean, you got to increase the difficulty by 100% per player.
I was like 200% per player, man. It's fucking wild. The matchmaking was weird okay, we've been on this too long. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, I was like, I haven't been doing much of anything these last couple of weeks. Been making a couple of magic decks, but that's about it. Sitting here watching YouTubes and catching up on some of the controversies going on, and
yeah, I went back to Black Myth. I stopped playing Space Marine 2, and I went back to Black Myth Wukong. beat that, got into New Game Plus with that, and just being a fucking actual god in that game. Like, if you do, like, because the last relic you get, you can set your duplicates to do, like, a really powerful move as you do, and also, like, when you get the last weapon, I don't know how much you know about Black Myth Wukong and how much I've talked about it or anything.
No, a little bit about it.
Like, you have these focus points, like, you build up focus points, and as you use focus points, they heal you a little bit. It allows you to do a heavy attack, and it's also kind of like your parry, because there's no parry. There's either perfect dodge or you hit the focus to do a focus attack, and you see through the enemy's attack, so you don't take damage. But if you build up a shit ton of focus points, you can build up 3, and you can maintain 3, and then you can build up a 4th, but the 4th will decrease over time until you get the final weapon, and then the final weapon allows the 4th to stay constant. So if you get to 4, you can hold 4 focus points, and you deliver like this just dominant attack. Now you can do your duplicates, like set out clones, and you get like 6 clones. And with the final relic, they can all do the same move as you at the same time. So if you combine the duplicates, all of them doing the same move and doing a 4 focus attack, you can kill like an enemy in like one hit. One of the bosses, it's nuts.
Oh, I've seen something about that. Yeah. Well, let's jump into some of the stuff we have. So apparently, is this a remaster for the Horizon Zero Dawn? Is it a remaster or a remake?
I don't know. I think it's the same thing that The Last of Us did with Part 1. I think it's a rebuild. I think it's more of a rebuild. It's not quite a remake, but it's also not quite a remaster. I think it's labeled as a remaster, but it's probably more on the lines of a rebuild.
Yeah.
They just passed the code through their more up-to-date engine. It's the same. I think it's the same engine that they've used, but just a higher version of it. So they've just passed the code through this engine, rebuilt it so that it just looks prettier, has higher fidelity, better scenes. I think they did say they might have reshot a few of the cinematic scenes, like the cutscenes and dialogue scenes. I think excuse me.
The things though that are bothering me about the remake or remaster is, one, you have to be online with the PSN, and if you're not online with the PSN, or if you don't already own it on PC, you can't buy it anymore.
Yeah, so that was it's a dirty move, but also a very understanding move. Like when they raised the price, I kind of saw that as very understanding, and now that they've got rid of it off the store altogether, I'm like, that's fucking dirty as shit. So, I mean, they raised the price because, they're like, people that already own the game, it's going to cost you $10 to upgrade. So, I don't know how much they're selling the fucking remaster, rebuild, remake for, but I imagine it's going to be $60 or $70 fucking dollars, right?
Well, let's look.
So if you're selling the old one, because the old one's been on the store for like $20, so it's $20, and then you fucking you pre-own it, you already own it, so then you can do the upgrade for $10, so that's $30. So of course a lot of people are just gonna jump that ship and do that. I think I've done that before for another game. I mean, I get it, if it's there, you could do it. So then, they're just trying to look out for themselves, trying to reach their quota, their market value. No, that's not right. Their profit margins. There we go. That's what I'm looking for. Profit margins. They're just trying to reach their profit margins. Don't allow people to buy the old one and upgrade because they haven't already done it. So, I guess I get that a little bit more. I'm like, yeah, you're just doing it so you can, cheap your way from getting the game. If you really wanted the game, you would have bought it by now. You would have bought it when it was cheaper. So
yeah, and
you just want to play the remaster version.
The only pricing I am finding on a quick search is the $9.99 if you already own it.
I imagine they'll probably do the same thing though. How much was The Last of Us Because they didn't call it The Last of Us remake,
And that's only for PS5 and PC.
Right. Yeah. How much was The Last of Us Part 1 when it came out?
It was a 70, wasn't it?
Oh, yeah, it was 60 or 70. So it came out September 2nd, 2002. How much were you?
$49.99.
So it was only $50, really?
No. Horizon Zero Dawn remaster is $50. It's a what? It's a 10-year-old game at this point?
Yeah, it's a 10-year-old game.
I'm not paying $50 for a 10-year-old game.
I mean, I already know. I don't give a fuck. It doesn't affect me. Doesn't affect me.
Yeah,
I mean, they had me, so I would pay $10 for. Yeah, I would pay $10 to upgrade that shit.
I think I got the PC version for like $20, and I'll just mod it.
Yeah.
I'll just mod it.
Yeah, I don't own the PC version, so that's kind of a little bit of salt in the wound for me. But I mean, I did the same thing with Uncharted 4 when Uncharted 4 came out. Uncharted 4 came out. I did the upgrade for $10. I think there's other games that did that too. I was like, Ghost of Tsushima for the director's cut, it was $10. I was like, yeah, man, $10. Drop it, splash in the bucket, man. Small splash, drop. Not even a raindrop.
You know what's funny is I got that, and when I installed it on my PS5, because I originally got it on PS4, there was no difference on the PS5 version because it installed the PS4 version. It would not. It would not let me. Ghost of Tsushima.
You didn't.
It would not let me install the PS5 version. It was going to force me to rebuy it. Yeah.
Oh, why? I didn't have that issue. The only issue that I had with a situation like this was for Uncharted. Was for Uncharted 4. Because Uncharted 4 was like the last game I bought before I committed to going all digital. So I had it for a disc, and I lent it out to a buddy. I think I had a rant about this, and I lent it out to a buddy because they also released Uncharted 4 for like the PS Plus subscription for like 1 week or 1 month. So I had it that way, but getting it that way doesn't count as buying it.
Right.
So I had it downloaded on my console, like, and try to upgrade it. And it's like, nope, you haven't purchased it. I was like, obviously I have purchased it. It's fucking right here. I see it right here. And then like the wheels started coming together, and I was just like, oh shit, I bought it on a disc, and I lent it out to this guy. And like I called him up, I was like, yo man, I need it back for just a fucking 5 minutes. I need it back for 5 minutes. And he gave it back to me, and I was like, all right, cool. And then I was able to upgrade that way and get it. But I still need the disc to just play that game.
So speaking, that's actually a really good subject matter. We're going to have a surprise topic real quick. So California is trying to put into legislation that if you buy a digital asset that you do not own it.
Yeah, they're just trying to tell you.
And it's just to tell you, because you do not own any digital assets. Like no, you do not own any digital assets. You are buying the rights to use it on the platform you purchase it on.
Right.
That's
because if they, I mean, as long as you have it downloaded, I guess it's still yours because they can't. Like, ooh, could they remove it from your system? Mm.
If they require online all the time, they can.
Yeah, I've seen stuff like that in play because, I mean, I remember Gamefly tried that. They tried it for PC, and I think they tried it for consoles. Like, you can rent stuff digitally, and, like, you can only have it for, like, a few days. And then it would lock. It's just like, like time demos and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I've had that happen before. Like, you play it for enough, and then it fucking locks, and it's like, you can't use it anymore. It just seems like if you download something early, and it's like, oh, you can't play it yet because it hasn't unlocked. Ooh, dude, I mean,
like, that's the first. The thing is they're gonna mandate that stores tell people that purchase thing in store that, hey, you're buying this digitally, you do not own it.
Yeah, I mean that's fully fair. That's fully right. Because
what's going to end up happening though is there's going to be people. There's going to be people that just don't know about that, and they are going to argue and fight, and they're going to they're going to attack employees of stores that have no power over that.
True. Well, I would always get their information right. Like, hey, man, I didn't make this policy. I didn't make this. I didn't make the game. I don't publish the game. I'm just selling it from this establishment. You walk into a Walmart trying to buy, a digital game code. Walmart employee doesn't have any control over that bullshit. He doesn't have any control over the Sony. He doesn't have any control over Walmart selling the shit. It's just letting you know. So, yeah. Of course, the people that don't have. So I was about to say some weird stuff. People that don't have big brain energy will take that out on the employee, thinking is that their problem. Just like how they take it out on GameStop employees. Be like, oh, you only give me 3 cents for this game. Like, hey, he didn't make the price, and he's just going through with it.
Yeah. Like I know people that have their entire movie libraries from Amazon. And, they'll randomly just lose access to one. And it's just like...
Really?
Yeah, it's because they're not contracted. It's just... That's the way it is.
Well, I can understand that for, if you're, going through Prime Video and, it's a free video or a free movie that's on Prime Video included with your subscription. But I felt like if you bought it, you could still watch it because, as long as Amazon servers are still running, that's
same
fine.
Same thing with the Funimation Crunchyroll thing, too. Everything you bought on Funimation is gone.
Well, because technically Funimation kind of went away in a sense. So I understand it from that point of view. Just like as all of the games that you bought on PS3 digitally, when the PS3 servers go down, if you don't have it downloaded, you can't re-download it because those servers that hosted that information, that data, are now long.
But the PS3
gone.
Also can perform offline.
Yes, in a sense, as long as you have the physical disc. And you can install the disc, install the game data and so on forth. But you can't do that shit like the PS4 anymore because the PS4 was kind of like the early stages where the CD was the license.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, and then to nobody's surprise, Joker 2 is bombing hard.
I almost had faith for a little bit. I heard that they were getting a musical. And I was like, why the fuck? Dude, I was pissed off just that they made it in general. Dude, I still remember very clearly that both Joaquin Phoenix and Todd Phillips were both very adamant about we're not making a sequel. Even in filming, while filming, they're like, we're only going to make one. We're only going to make one. We don't care. We're only going to do one. And that's it.
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe I am living in the fucking Mandela effect or some shit like that because I remember this fucking very clearly.
I remember hearing something about it, and I think what it was is that the company that made it, they're like, "Oh, we made $1 billion. We're going to do that again." And for some reason, they're like, "Let's just make it a musical." They don't care how
successful. They didn't care how successful it was. They're like, "We're only going to make one." Yeah. And then, of course,
and honestly, it was good, but it would have been better if it wasn't tied to DC.
Are you talking about the first movie?
Yeah.
Yeah. I guess so.
I honestly personally didn't care for it with the Joker name.
Yeah, dude, it was still a great movie, even with his DC ties and stuff. To give inspiration. That's one thing that I didn't like about the movie because it gave more of a background to the character who's supposed to be a character who's famous for not really being able to know who he is or have a background. Yeah. Doesn't have really of a backstory, but just because he's that mysterious and that maniacal. Maniacal is the word I'm looking for.
Well, there's more than one.
Also true.
Yeah, because I think I forgot what story arc it was, but it was when Barbara Gordon became Oracle, and she was able to identify 3 different Jokers. So, because there's was like one is the comedian, one is
there's a comedian, there's arson, and then the psychopath.
Yeah, I think it's what it is. Something like that. But all in all, it was a movie I didn't think needed to happen, and I don't feel like it did a good enough job introducing that character. But the movie as a whole was okay as a thriller. I don't think...
Yeah. You're still talking about the first one, right?
Yeah.
So,
I haven't seen the second one.
I
won't see the second one.
I'm not gonna see the second one either. I have not seen a positive word, a positive letter about the second one. So when they made the first one, I was like, that's completely unnecessary. That's stupid. Why would they do this? It's obviously just a cash grab, just trying to, monetize his value. DC's just really reaching. And then I saw it, I was like, damn, that was actually a good fucking movie. It's actually a really good fucking movie. And I really liked it because they stuck to their guns. They're like, hey, we're not going to make a sequel. We're not going to make a sequel. And then, of course, I'm sure Warner Brothers got super fucking greedy. It was like, hey, you guys need to do it. Well, if you guys are going to do it, we're going to do it. We're going to do it whether you guys do it or not. We're just going to get somebody else. We're going to bring in other people to do it. And so they're probably just like, it's kind of like just like with the...
You know what? What about this? What if... is it the same director?
With what?
Joker 2.
Yeah, same director.
What if he decided to make it a musical so it would bomb?
Probably wouldn't surprise me. I think this is the same exact scenario as with the Wachowskis with the Matrix 4. Because that movie was fucking horrendous. It was so bad. Terrible. That was so bad. But they decided to make it because Warner Brothers says, whether you guys come, or girls now, whether you all come back or not, we're making this fucking movie. They're like, you can either be a part of it or not be a part of it. But no matter what you choose, this movie's coming out.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think Warner Brothers is just fucking that shit up. I mean, that movie was so bad. And so the Wachowskis are just like, well, it might as well be us.
See, I didn't bother going and seeing 4, but I'm also one of those rare people that's a fan of 2 and 3.
I liked 2. 2's actually pretty good, and 3's not bad. I liked them pretty much okay when they first came out, and people were like, oh, these movies are trash. And I was just like, what are you talking about? I don't think they're that trash. They're not that bad. They were pretty good. I actually really liked them. I thought they were dope and they were fun. I went back and watched a movie later. I'm like, okay, yeah, they're definitely not great, but they get the job done. It's definitely not as. I mean, it's impossible to be as good as the first. When you have a movie like that, it's impossible to be as good as the first movie.
It's funny though, Steve. If you go back and watch them now, like some of the CGI is just so bad. But you know what? Some of the CGI in that movie is better than some of the CGI we're seeing today.
Fair statement. But dude, Joker 2 is just... Dude, I hope they don't do the same thing with fucking Gladiator. Dude, they're just taking one of the greatest movies of all fucking time and making an unnecessary sequel and destroying the fucking... Dude, I saw a trailer about Gladiator 2 that just ruined the whole... It just ruined... So, at first I was like, they can make Gladiator 2 because it doesn't seem like they're going to touch the first one. It doesn't seem like they're going to touch it, and it's going to be fine. And they're trying to just make it a movie, and they acknowledged Maximus's existence and that he had this rise up against the Emperor, so on and so forth. But with the last trailer I saw, they are completely just going to go and ruin the first fucking movie. Yeah. So the main character is Lucian, who was the boy, the son of, I guess, God, what was her fucking name? It's probably my favorite movie of all time. I can't remember her fucking name. But the woman, her son, that comes by, he's like, oh, I'm Lucian, so on and so forth. So apparently he grows up and he's now the main character of the movie, of the Gladiator movie. He becomes a warrior and then enters some bullshit, does the same thing, becomes a gladiator, and is now trying to fight back against the emperors because there's 2 emperors or whatever. Dude, and there's a scene where she's in the movie and she's like, your father would not allow this. Your father, Maximus. I was like, why the fuck would they do? They're making Maximus his father when he was clearly married to a woman that he loved beyond all belief and had a son at the same time. So you told me he fucked both these women at the same time to have these two sons that were the same exact age?
I mean, they are Romans.
Okay, now when you say shit like that, that's. But dude, why would they fucking? Dude, he loved his wife. Maximus loved his fucking wife so fucking much, and his son, that he would not just go and just fuck her and have a kid. Because like when he found out about it, he's just like, "Oh, I hear you have a son now." She's like, "Yeah, my son is 8." He's like, "Oh, my son is also nearly 8." And then they just kind of moved on, and then he didn't just go. I fucked them both at the same time. Oh, dude, the first movie, and I'm so upset about that shit, dude. I'm so upset about that shit.
Yeah, I don't mess around with sequels too much anymore.
Dude, it's because Hollywood cannot do anything any more original. They have to make a remake. They have to do a fucking sequel. They have to do a spinoff. Gladiator is fucking literally 25 years old at this point. It's one of the greatest movies of all fucking time. One of my favorite fucking movies. This movie is so fucking good, dude.
Yep, that's how I feel about it.
And one reason that I love that movie is because it wasn't, even though there's like love in it, like there's like no love interest, I guess, you know? I kind of thought that they would turn her into a love interest, like he would kind of fall with her. But no, they had a very, platonic relationship, a very good, strong platonic relationship. And it didn't make it about love. He wasn't trying to fuck her. They didn't sexualize anything too much about their relationship. And it's perfectly fine. And now they have to sexualize a relationship. Oh, actually, yep, they did fuck. That's their son. Ha ha ha. God, dude, man.
Yeah.
Dude,
that's how I feel about 300 is the original, like, Zack Snyder 300, which is probably why I give him a pass today, is because he did 300.
Yep.
And like, that movie was a guy flick through and through, and it is hands down one of my favorite movies. I love the comic book. I didn't care for the sequel.
I didn't see the sequel. I think I only saw the sequel once. I thought it was okay. I didn't mind it.
Yeah, it wasn't bad. It just wasn't good. All right. So you're going to have to help me try to pronounce this. So the founding family of Ubisoft, the Guillemot family? Guillemot.
I imagine it's French as fuck, so I'm going to say Jumeau. Jumeau?
You're probably... Yeah, it does seem very French, and French pronounce 14 letters that aren't there and don't pronounce half the letters that are. So... Anyway, one of the founding families founders of Ubisoft and Tencent are thinking about taking Ubisoft private because they're just hemorrhaging money now. Their stock has tanked almost 85% last I checked.
I mean, sinking ship, bro.
Yeah.
It's a sinking ship. And I think it needed to happen. I think it needs to happen.
I kind of wish more companies would go private.
True. More companies would go private. They'll also, stop trying to. Sounds terrible. What I was gonna say. Doing things to appease a smaller crowd. Stop thinking that the needs of the few outweigh the needs of the many.
How about the needs of the few don't? The needs of the few don't outweigh the weight of the wallets of the many.
Yes, very well said. I understand supporting causes, and I support certain causes. I support a lot of causes that these companies are supporting. I have nothing wrong with them, with their views and stuff, but I think it's the same thing in ways Christianity. I have no problem with Christianity at all. Until you try to ram it down my throat and fucking force feed it to me. It's like the story of the Christians that went to Alaska and were trying to convert a lot of the Eskimos. And they're trying to convert the Eskimos. They're talking to the Eskimos like, "Oh, do you believe in God? Do you believe in God?" and so on and so forth, and that He's the true Savior. like, no, we don't. And they're like, all right, well, you need to believe in God or you're going to go to hell. You're going to go to hell, and, you know, so you need to start believing in God. And Ezra was like, so I need to believe in God. But if you never came here and you never told me about God, would I still then go to hell? Because I didn't believe in God because I didn't know about God. So would I still go to hell? And they're like, oh, no, you wouldn't have gone to hell because you didn't know. They're like, all right, so why the fuck did you tell me?
Yep. The infant and the ignorant get go in for free.
But I think it needs to happen. You know, it's good. I mean, is it a little bit drastic? Maybe. I don't know. People were giving Outlaws a bad rap, and yeah, Outlaws was not a great game. I'll say great. Yeah, it was not a great game. I thought it was a good game. It wasn't a bad game. It was a little bit more than a mediocre game. I thought it was a good game, but it wasn't a great game. It definitely had its flaws. It definitely had its flaws. Hey, what about I had a shit ton of fun playing it. I definitely noticed some bugs, definitely things that could be better. You know, you're just like, you definitely shoot. Like it had the cyberpunk effect where you could like set off grenades and shoot around civilians, and they'd just be like, well, he didn't hit me, so I guess this is fine. This is not fine.
Speaking of Star Wars, did you see that they're going to be casting Cal Kestis in The Mandalorian? The guy who plays him in the video game is going to play him in the show.
Okay, good. All right, that's why I froze. I was like, well, I froze for a little bit because I had to think about who Cal Kestis was, but it didn't take me that long. And I was like, they're really going to recast him? That's fucking stupid. They should not recast him.
But the thing is, they're making him look like just like he did in the video game, and that doesn't quite work because the timelines are way off.
No.
Yeah.
I think that's the right timeline.
Cal Kestis would be alive. He wouldn't be 20.
No, because Cal Kestis in the game is after. It's after the first Death Star. Is this after the first Death Star explosion?
Before.
The Mandalorian takes place after. Oh shit! When does the
Mandalorian takes? The Mandalorian takes
after episode
place
4 or after episode 6.
Oh, I want to say.
I think it's after episode 6.
Oh yeah, I think it's after episode 6.
And
Cal Kestis is after episode 3.
Yeah, obviously, definitely after episode 3, but before 4?
I believe so.
Is it before 4 or after 4?
I believe it's before 4. Because he's still working for the Empire. The Empire is still there.
I think the first game... Oh, fuck, man. Now I gotta look it up. I think the first game takes place before 4, and I think the second game takes place after 4. When they're backpedaling. I don't think he's part of the Rebel Alliance, but I think he's still playing his role.
Right.
I don't think he's part of the Rebel Alliance, but I think he's still playing his role. I think the second game is after. Fuck. Now we gotta find out.
Well, I just thought it was cool. I mean, good for the actor, though. You know, good for the actor. Good for him.
Dude, he's so talented. He's so good. Dude, when he played the Joker in Gotham.
Joker.
I mean, yeah.
He never goes by the Joker.
That was weird how they did it, because they had him play twins, and they had him play like one that like, I mean, both were obviously insane, and then they had one that was like not insane, and then he ended up killing the first one, and then being super insane, and then he was like officially the Joker. I was like, all right, that's a little weird. That's too much. But I mean, he had a great portrayal. He had a great performance. I'm too lazy to fucking look it up right now.
Yeah, we'll look it up. Somebody will fact check me.
Fuck. Wait, you said don't look it up or do look it up?
I said, don't worry about it. Somebody will fact check me.
All right, well, now I'm committed again. Damn it. When does first Jedi survival game take place? Ooh, there it is. Star Wars Jedi Survivor takes place in the year 9 BBY. I don't know when the fuck that is.
BBY is before Battle of Yavin, which is the fall of the Empire, basically.
Yeah. The Battle of Yavin was episode 4, right?
No, it was episode 6. Right? No. Oh God, I got to turn on my nerd card. Hold on.
Dude, you're a Star Wars nut. How are you losing this right now? Help me. I'm looking at your background. I just see Griffmore and then I just see Star Wars. Come on, man.
Oh.
Before the Battle of Yavin, which means before Star Wars Episode 4, A New Hope. Yeah. And that's Jedi Survivor, and then the second one is fuck, dude. I saw that fucking. Do I have it installed? I don't even have it installed. Fuck, I thought I did. Fuck me, man.
I haven't been paying attention to anything Star Wars in so long. I've forgotten when the Battle of Yavin was.
We're fucking up right now.
Yeah.
Second Jedi Survivor game take place. Oh, that's not it. It's Jedi Survivor, Fallen Order, then it's Jedi. Fuck. All right.
It's Fallen Order, then Survivor.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Hang on, everybody. We'll get there. So yeah, there's Jedi Survivor. Wait, is Jedi Survivor the second one? No.
Yeah.
Oh, dude, Jedi Survivor is the second one. What's the first one called?
Fallen Order.
Is what?
Fallen Order.
Oh, I thought it was called Star Wars Jedi Survivor Fallen Order.
Nah.
Okay, so it's Star Wars Jedi. Okay, so when is... So either way, both are before Episode 4 then.
Right.
Because Survivor is before Fallen Order. Or...
Let's see here.
Survivor is before the Battle of Yavin, so that means it's before Episode 4. So Fallen Order has to be before Episode 4. Oh, that's right. Because he's working in like the disposal yard, not like a shipyard, but like the dismantling yard in the first one. In Fallen Order, they're cleaning up after the Clone Wars.
Mm-hmm.
But the Empire's already taken hold, so it has to be after Episode 3.
Yes.
So it's definitely got to be like that meat middle ground, which is only like, dude, they make it seem like it's such a long time between Episode 3 and Episode 4, but it's only 18 years because Luke has to just turn 18. But they make it seem like it's such a long fucking time. And which has always confused me about Episode 7. Because I think Episode 7 is only like 50 years after Episode 3. Actually, Episode 3. Episode 3, then 4, 5, 6, to Episode 7 is only like 50 years. Because Han Solo is like, I guess like 70 or whatever. 50, 60, whatever. But they make it seem like everything that happened, because the Empire or the Fallen Order have taken such large control over the galaxy that they make it seem like everything that happened in Episode 1, 2, and 3 is like never happening, right? Because Han Solo has to like tell Rey and Finn.
Oh, we're not talking about those. We're not talking about those.
I'm just talking about in a way, because
I was like, where the hell are you going with this?
Han has to be like, yeah. You know, the Jedi used to be a real thing. Everything about Luke Skywalker's a real person. You know, the Empire, you know, the Rebel Alliance, all that shit was real. But that shit was only like 30 fucking years ago to them.
Hey,
you know? I'm just like, how do they like get away with that?
Here's how they get away with it. Here's how they get away with it. There are people today who believe the Holocaust didn't happen. The Star Wars galaxy is also very big, and the Empire didn't have a hold on most of the Outer Rim planets.
Very true.
So a lot of people out there were like, what the hell's going on in there? Okay, well, it's over, so were going on. But remember, ignorance is bliss. But yeah, so before we got sidelined on all that, yeah, so people are talking about rumors taking Ubisoft private. And apparently Assassin's Creed Shadows has been delayed. Apparently to like 2026. It's been delayed a long time. Oh no, sorry. I'm thinking of the Ghost of...
Nope, you're not. You're thinking of GTA 6.
No.
GTA 6 is rumored to be delayed to 2026.
So the new Ghost game isn't coming out till at least 2026.
Nope. They are targeting 2025. I think you're thinking 2026. I think you're thinking of GTA 6, which was originally targeting.
I never think about GTA.
Yeah, GTA 6 was originally targeting 2025. No one knew when. They knew, and there was rumors that they were going to get delayed to 2026. So AC Shadows was
February of 25.
Yeah, was supposed to drop in November of this year, so next month. They've refunded all the pre-orders. They refunded all the pre-orders and they moved it to February 2025.
Yeah, and some of that is, they'll say one thing, but I believe it's just damage control.
I think it's damage control they can't rework the entire game because Yusuke is already a major fundamental portion.
Which is funny because I've seen footage of the original character for Shadows, and he was done.
I've seen finalized gameplay. I've seen finalized game.
I'm not talking about Yusuke. Yusuke is the fill-in character. Yusuke was not the original intended character.
Oh.
Yeah.
Holler at your boy. Go ahead. Story time. Go ahead. unless that's the entire story.
That's 90% of it. The original character was supposed to be I forget who, but basically he's going to set off his own League of Assassins within the world, basically. And so it was the guy who beat Murasama. Because one of the key elements of the game originally was to get the Murasama. The sword.
Really? That's badass. So they had a male Japanese figure as the primary lead of the game and had almost finalized that. And then they decided to go a different course to fit to a certain standard and introduced a black foreign character and a female character.
The female was always going to be there.
Which one was always going to be there?
The female. She was always going to be there because that's the standard for Assassin's Creed now.
Yep. No.
Okay, it's build your own, and whichever you choose is the one that goes.
Yeah. So like with Origins didn't do it. Origins just had the one male. What was his name? Doesn't matter. I mean, it matters, but I can't remember his name. Odyssey did this, where you could either choose to play as a male or a female, but once you started, you couldn't switch. They both had the same exact story. Yeah, they both had So for Odyssey, you could either choose a male or female, but they both had the same exact story. It's just like if you chose male, then the female was the villain, or if you chose the female, then the male was the villain. But they still had both the same exact story, same exact thing, didn't differentiate. And then they had Valhalla, where you just had your character and it was their story, and you could hot swap between being male or female. It didn't matter. It didn't affect the story at all.
Yeah.
But whereas now for Shadows, these are two different characters with two different stories and two different storylines and two different sets of abilities. It's just that when you enter certain missions and specific missions, you can just choose. So Yusuke is the fucking kick the front door down, let's go fucking fuck this shit up approach. And then I can't remember her name, but she's the let's do it stealthily and tactfully approach. So
yep.
Which I think is a very cool. I think that is a very cool option to do. Do you want to play the character where you want to just go kick the fucking front door in, you know, and do
100% of the time.
Kind of like, I mean, because everyone's had that mission where like okay, this is a stealth mission, and you're like, okay, sneaky. So that motherfucker's all right. The game is afoot, and you just then it's just time to go loud. So
the thing though that I have with Yusuke is you could never be seen doing anything, because the moment you're seen, you're a 7-foot black guy in feudal Japan. There's only one of you.
Yeah, that's.
So yeah, no stealth missions for Yusuke.
Easy to build a reputation that way, man. Just everyone knows who you are.
Yeah.
So if you go do some badass shit, yeah. Oh, that's funny. I never even thought about it that way. But their delay. I know you're about to move on. Sorry. Their delay is gonna kick them in the fucking ass. It's gonna kick
not
them
any
in the
more
ass.
than they've already done themselves.
Not anymore. No, I think it's gonna do more than they've already done themselves. Because I think people would still buy it. I mean, I was still gonna buy it. AC Shadows. I'll probably still buy it no matter what the circumstances. I'm gonna play it. It looked good. The gameplay that I saw looked very good, and so on and so forth. And plus, yeah, duh, dude. Have you seen me? Of course, I want to play fucking Yusuke. Duh, obviously. Sorry, happens. No. Anyway, it's gonna beat them in the ass because they're delaying it to 2025. And now that Ghost of, I can't even say it, Yoten?
Yeah.
Yoten?
Yote, whatever it is.
Anyway, the Ghost sequel is coming out in 2025. So people will naturally compare that to AC and decide whether they want to buy. Just like back in the day when Call of Duty and Battlefield were releasing at the same time.
Here's
people
my...
were either going to buy Call of Duty or they're going to buy Battlefield. They weren't going to buy both. We buy one or the other. And
here's my biggest problem with Ghost of Yotai is it's not the character. It's not the main character. I think the actress playing her is gone off the deep end. But you know what? I can separate the artist from the art. I can separate the artist from the art. Like
a lot of people can't though. A lot of people can't.
No, they can't.
A lot of people can't make that separation. I don't think that her personal views will make it into the game as much. But I have also seen a lot of the team that is responsible for making the sequel, and maybe it just might.
Yeah. So there's a bit of that, and then there's also the original plan was for Ghost of Tsushima 2, not Ghost of Yotai. They were going to continue the story of Jin Sakai, and now they're going to kill him off screen because this game takes place 300 years later. And Ghost of Tsushima is hands down my favorite game of all time.
Okay, well played, sir. I don't know. Good.
So there's reasons for that. One, storytelling was absolutely amazing. The combat was fantastic. I mean, there was that, and the little nuances that they put everywhere. Like, you know, you're walking through a field and you'll reach down and touch the grass as you're walking through it. Like little things like that just set the tone for the whole freaking game.
Dude, that's also why I love God of War 4. just like the little tiny details, like, you know, especially like during your first fight, and like they just like paid so much attention to the little tiny details, like to the splinters and stuff that went flying, like when you ran into a tree and shit like that. I was just like, dude, those tiny little details.
Yep.
Kind of like made that game for me.
And then it's a father-son story, which always hits close to home for me. So like no video game has ever tugged on my heartstrings more than that. And I was when it came out, I was not looking forward to playing it. I didn't want to play it. I had no interest in playing it. I was just bored one weekend and had $70 burning a hole in my pocket. And once I started, I could not stop. And when the credits rolled, I didn't know what to do with my life. But by the end of that game, I was so invested into Jin Sakai and I wanted to know where it went next. And the alleged story that they were going to go with for Ghost of Tsushima 2, which I kind of hope they go back to, because I'm attached to Jin Sakai. Like, that's it for me. The story that they were going to tell was going to be Jin Sakai building an army and going to the mainland of Japan and fighting the Mongols with an army.
Mm-hmm. So I guess I need more understanding. So the Mongols make it to the mainland of Japan?
Yeah.
Okay. And did that happen like in the actual history as well?
I'm not 100% sure.
Okay. I mean, that would be dope. I imagine it was going to be more of him doing both. Of, you know, the Mongols, you know, making it to the mainland of Japan, him trying to, like, you know, put together an effort to fight them, but also the Shogun, you know, putting together efforts to stop him, and you have to work, you know, kind of like a morality system, you know, Red Dead's, you know, good versus bad, you know, bandit versus good guy role, you know, as you try to win over the people of Japan with your actions. You're trying to win over the people of Japan so they would stop, like, you know, trying to, like, you know, turn you over to the shogunate, you know, that's trying to, like, you know, capture and kill you for, you know, their respective culture and reasons.
Yeah.
Which I would think is dope. I mean, I imagine that was like going to be the second game, pretty much in a nutshell. You know, I imagine the canon ending is him killing his father figure, his uncle, killing him, pretty much going on the run, being that outlaw, but also still winning the love of the people.
Yeah.
For the right reasons. An anti-hero.
So yeah, that's what I was expecting. And then we got Ghost of Yotai, which has nothing to do with the original character at all.
Dude, I saw that. I'm like, oh yeah, it takes hundreds. I'm like, dude, you just kill him off screen. You just kill him, just move it on. I have no problem with them following a female or introducing a new character. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm gonna play the fuck out of that game. I would buy the fuck out of that game. I would play it. Doesn't matter. But dude, I am salty that they killed off Jin. They're moving on, and they're moving on to like a time that none of his efforts make any matter.
Yeah.
I would have been fine if someone were, it'd be like, what, fucking 10 years later, and he got and someone's now picking up the mantle. Someone's picking up the mantle and moving on, you know, Batwoman picking up the mantle, doing everything that Batman did, and following him down to
I think I still would have been upset with him getting killed off screen, but no, I'd be fine with that. Like, give us like a DLC where, you know, you play the Fall of Jin, and then they do the, you know, a follow-up story with another character picking up the mantle.
Sucker Punch, are you fucking listening right now? That was a fucking idea. That was a fucking idea right there, bud. That was a fucking idea. Yeah, fine, move on. Have her be the main character. Have it be fucking 10, 20 years after the events of Tsushima. Still dealing with the Mongols. Still dealing with the Shogun. With his fallout and moving on to try to progress Japan in his way, in his vision. have DLC later on of the fucking Fallen Jinn. That was fucking nasty right there, bud. I tell you, that was a fucking nasty idea. And you still play as her, but she's picking up the mantle. She's being the fucking Batwoman of Tsushima, She's picking up, doing the same things, following in the same footsteps. Still dual wielding, because that's obviously badass as shit. But, but now, like, we're 300 years in the future. Sure, he has a remembrance, but none of what he did has an effect on the story. It's 300 years. It's, might as well be 1,000, 10,000 years in the future. It doesn't matter.
And the other question I have is, if the first team did so well that they became honorary ambassadors to the island of Tsushima, why would you not have them work on the sequel? Like,
you get the blessing from the Kurosawa estate, Tsushima. Oh, dude, they had they had put people just started going around and fixing the Torii shrines. Torii shrines?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Torii gateways? Yeah, the people dude, that game did so much for that culture that people just started. But one of those big brain moves, like, hey, you guys did such a great job, you're fired. We're moving on. We're trying to be
Yeah.
I'm not gonna finish my statement because I don't want to get canceled.
I mean, we're an hour and 15 in. But yeah. All right.
Hit the last one?
Yeah, well, let's hit the last one. We'll make it quick. So
the end is nigh.
So apparently, if you logged into your PlayStation, week before last? Was it week before last or last week?
I think so. That's right. Yeah.
Yeah. You, instead of seeing your typical game backgrounds like you're used to seeing, you saw ads. And Sony is claiming that it was a bug. I'm sorry, but nothing about that stream's bug. Like, with all of our streaming services implementing ads, what makes you think that you're not going to see them there?
Bro, the end is nigh. It is so close. Many game studios have talked about this, about placing ads into the fucking, like, you're playing a campaign and you'll get a fucking ad. People have talked about this, like EA talked about this fucking long ago, and I think it is just them coming to fruition. Now, was it a bug? Sure. It probably was a bug because it was probably too ready for release. They didn't mean to release it. They didn't want it to happen. So it was a bug. I also think that maybe they didn't really want it to happen. So, like, when you hovered over your game, like Astro Boy, instead of seeing the Astro Boy game background, you saw the ad background. So that's what happened. Maybe they didn't necessarily want that to happen. Maybe they wanted, if you sat on the Astro Boy game in that background for too long, then it would switch to an ad. Kind of like if you're in idle, like you haven't really interacted with your game for a while, so maybe it switched to the ad.
Yeah, like you used to do, like you used to play a trailer.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, so like if you sat there for too long, it would switch to the ad. So like if I, went to go make a sandwich and I came back, I see the ad. One, bullshit. Don't fucking do that. Fuck that shit. Two, I guess I understand. Meh. And then I can, click off of it and it'll, reset, whatever. But also, what I really think actually kind of happened, so like when you open up the PlayStation X and B now that they have, you have like your games listed to the right, and then like to the left they have like a news area, and they have like your PlayStation Plus and your PlayStation Store off to the left. I feel like kind of like when you click on the news area or whatever, that's probably where they meant the ads for the ads to show up and appear. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
But I'm also now just giving them excuses, and I don't want to give them fucking excuses because that's some fucking bullshit, man.
It really is, especially when you have every other streaming service out there putting out ads because they're like, it's either you get ads or we raise the price, and nobody wants the price to go up, so everybody's just dealing with ads. So there's some there are some instances where I will agree with advertising. One is like, say, like in Death Stranding, Monster funded that whole freaking game, and so there's of course camera pans over monster cans.
Mm-hmm.
I can get behind that. Like, I'm sorry if a company funds your entire thing, you're gonna, you know, put their product in your product. But that's about the limit of it for me. Because I can't tell you how many times that a video will be interrupted by an ad and I just move on.
I love that meme that's like, if your ad interrupts my video, it just makes me hate your product.
Yeah.
And that is so fucking true. That is so fucking true. And they know it too, because they always show the ad at like the climax of the video, like the most interesting point of the video where you're most invested, and they play the ad, and I'm like, wow, now I'm really fucking pissed. Now I really hate your shit. And I'm not buying your shit. And I get it. Maybe they need to move to a different model where like your video plays, but like maybe in the bottom it's kind of like a faded up, like, you know, it just shows like, progressive. You know, make sure you get your insurance. And, you know, but the video is still playing, and it's like, Coca-Cola. Make sure you drink a Coke today. You know, I can get behind adding like that, but you know, you're stopping my video. I gotta wait for the 5 seconds to hopefully I can fucking press skip. Or if you have a 15-second ad, then I have to watch the whole fucking thing. And I'm just getting pissed. Just like, all right, cool, we got it. Thanks.
Yeah.
But now, like, I don't know how I feel, man. I understand advertising. I know advertising is fundamental for the service. People that are providing the service. That's why we have commercials and stuff, because it helps them pay for stuff. You know, it helps them, you know, be able to provide the infrastructure. You know, pays the employees that are providing the service. It you know, it helps to stuff like that. You know, as long as you don't get fucking excessive for it. You know, and like people are just like, oh well, I'm the CEO of the company, so I need a shit ton of money. So you know, we need to run a lot of ads. So we, you know, those companies are paying us. So I don't know, man. I don't know how I feel. But also at the same time, if I'm paying for PlayStation Plus, don't give me fucking ads.
Yeah,
that's the whole point, right?
I'm gonna buy 99% of people who are, you know, members of PlayStation Plus or hell, Game Pass. 99% of those players 100% know everything they're planning on already buying. Like, most of us know of every game that we want to buy.
Mm-hmm.
You don't need to put an ad in front of me.
But the ads aren't just for the games. The ads are for like things that you wouldn't just normally buy. You know, that's why like they have, you know, the insurance stuff. The insurance, you know, if you're trying to buy like certain waters, buy, you know, don't want to throw you under the bus, but sorry, Fiji water. You know, buy Fiji water. Buy, you know, vitamin water. You know, buy Celsius. You know, buy Monster.
I'm right there with you. Fiji's probably hands down the best bottled water. I mean,
that's why I was the first one that came to my mind. I'm sorry. I was just thinking about it.
It might be bougie as hell, but yeah.
Oh, is Dasani still a thing? I used to fuck with Dasani water. With
Dasani
water.
is like number 3 in selling. It's my number 1 cheap water.
Why do you know that off the top of your head that it's the number 3 in water? That's a very weird statistic to know.
I used to work for one of the beverage companies.
I just remember that. Yeah, I just remember that. That's probably some shit you would know.
But like, I don't know what everybody's hate with Dasani is. I think it's hands down one of the better, cheaper bottled waters. It's because they actually put salt in it versus everybody else.
Gasp.
Yeah. That's For those who don't know, when you buy mineral water, it's got a dash of salt. That's your minerals. It's not. They didn't pour your water over a rock. They ran it through a Brita filter and then dashed some salt in it.
Salt's good for you. Anyway.
Yeah.
I wonder if that Sony and PlayStation are going to bring out ads for the people that still have internet connected PlayStations but don't pay for PlayStation Plus, or have the base package.
Son of a biscuit. I have a feeling that PlayStations is going to get to a point with those people who do not have PlayStation Plus are going to be bombarded every time they turn on their PlayStation of, if you had PlayStation Plus, you would have this available to you.
I know that doesn't affect me because I'm a Sony fanboy. I pay for PlayStation Plus. Dude, that would piss me. Dude, that sucks.
Yeah.
Oh, bro, that's terrible. I feel that I guess I don't know. I don't know what the percentage is. I feel like more people don't have PlayStation Plus that own a PlayStation than people that do have PlayStation Plus. Does that make sense?
Yeah. So to give you a general idea, I enjoyed playing Raid Shadow Legends on mobile. I did. And then I logged in one time, and this is after I put money into it too. Like, it wasn't a lot, but I put money into it because I always support a game that I enjoy. I logged in one time, and before I could play the game, I had to close between 15 and 20 windows on a cell phone game. Once the game finally finished loading up, I closed it down, uninstalled it, and I haven't played it since. It's just like, I find pop-ups to be obnoxious.
I can't imagine if console gaming got to the point where at mobile gaming you play a mobile game and like you finish a level of mobile gaming and then you have fucking 60-second ads.
Yeah.
And you gotta skip them.
Or pay more money to skip it.
Pay more money. Dude, fuck. But I mean, granted, those games are free. They're free mobile games. So the ads are kind of like expected, and you gotta fight through them. But if console, you're already paying hundreds of dollars for a console.
I've seen it a couple of times in some PC games.
Dozens of dollars for games.
Granted, those games were, ports of gotcha games that are full of corn, but yeah.
Dude, I mean, games are already fucking slamming their season passes down your throat. You boot up Warzone or fucking Fortnite or any multiplayer game any game that has a season pass. Before you're even able to play the game, you gotta fucking jump through hoops to skip those scenes or skip the fucking menus, the pages, the pop-ups. They're like, get our fucking season pass and you can get this cool skin, get this cool weapon,
So the one thing I will give is when companies stop doing that when you do buy it.
Well, but I mean, yeah, that's the point. Like, so you have to buy it. So like, you're just like, oh, fine, I'll spend the $10 for these 2 months so I don't have these fucking pop-ups.
Yeah, and the funny part is I'm against it 99% of the time, but I'm okay with it in Diablo, which is weird. But I don't mind season passes. I like ongoing things. This is where you and I differ in our play styles. Is I like games that I can play for years.
I don't mind the season passes. I get the season passes. I understand them. If someone wants to pay more money to do it, but literally every time I put up the game, you're trying to ram the season pass down my throat.
Yeah.
No. And I mean that's how we differ, because I'm not gonna buy the season pass. I don't give a fuck.
Yeah.
Right. I don't need that. I don't need that extra shit. As long as it's not pay to win. Even if it's pay to win, then I'm not gonna play your game.
Yeah.
But as long as it's not pay to win, I really couldn't couldn't care less. I understand a few pop-ups here and there, like, hey, are you sure you don't want the season pass? Yeah, I'll take one of those every now and again. But literally, like, every single time I boot up the game, or every single time I exit a match, hey, do you want the season pass? All right, shut the fuck up.
Yeah.
Dude.
An example
I play the shit out of Candy Crush. I play the shit out of Candy Crush because I poop a lot. I eat a lot of meat. I fucking poop a lot. All right? So I play a lot of Candy Crush. Dude, I have literally spent minutes. I mean, I've gone through like my entire movement, and I haven't been able to play a single thing of Candy Crush because I'm too busy getting through all their bullshit.
Yeah. The wait 3 seconds before you can close it out is the most frustrating 3 seconds ever. It's like, let me just close it, please. Like, there are
Candy Crush is lucky that I need to still poop, or I would not have Candy Crush anymore. I'm telling you.
The few times I'm okay with it is when they're like, we'll give you a bonus for this next level if you watch an ad. If you don't watch the ad, you can keep going though, but you won't get the bonus.
I've dealt with that before, and you're right. I'm okay with that. I can say no, I'm not going to watch it. But that also comes after I've already watched one ad.
I haven't seen that.
Just to move on to the next level.
Yeah. Typically, the moment that I get hit with a third ad within 5 minutes, I uninstall. Because there's some games that I'll play where it's just like, especially like puzzle games where you fly through the first like 30 levels. And there's an ad like every other level.
Trivia games are like that. I fucking love trivia, man. I like testing my knowledge.
Mm-hmm.
I like testing my knowledge. I like testing my trivia. I want to play. Like, oh, you answered this question. Guess what? Watch an ad. I'm like, oh, fuck off, dude. And you're right. You got like 3 ads. You gotta wait 5 seconds for each ad before you can just skip it and move on to the next one.
Yep. There are games I will not play because how much their ads have been shoved down my throat.
And bro, I get it. I understand that you gotta make your money somehow. If you release a free game, you have to have ads.
Yep.
You have to have ads to create a profit for yourself. And so, I mean, I get the hustle. I get the repercussions. You know, I get it. So I can understand how Sony is moving into this direction. Like, hey, you bought our console, but you're not paying for Plus, so we're gonna give you ads. And then because like Netflix did it, because they introduced a new pricing tier where they have ads and stuff, but they also did it the fucked up way. They did it the fucked up way because they had several pricing tiers. Cause like Netflix for a time was not like they never had ads. And so on and so forth. And they also had the different tiers, like how many devices you can stream to, whether you got 4K or whatever. They had like 1, 2, and 3, right? And 1 was X amount of dollars, then X plus 2, X plus 3, right? And then they just changed the X. So if you were paying for X, you now got ads. They didn't do X minus 1 with ads.
Yeah.
And that was fucked up.
Speaking of Netflix, I'm kind of pissed at them right now. So I log into my Netflix and they're like, hey, check out this new anime we're making. And I'm like, I just needed something to watch while I'm making dinner or while I'm eating dinner. And so I put it on and it was an anime called Dan to Dan. And by the end of the first episode, I was hooked. I'm like, I'm going to watch the shit out of this. They have 1 episode.
You said Dan to Dan? Oh, Dan to Dan.
Yeah. Dan to Dan.
Dan to Dan. Mm-hmm.
I'm sitting there like I finished my dinner, I put down my plate, and I'm like, all right, let's go to episode 2. There is no episode 2. There's 1.
It's just 1 episode. When did you see this?
Today.
God.
That's why it's so fresh.
I knew they were gonna get there at one point. Netflix had been good about this. And see, they were doing it slowly. This is where those motherfuckers they did it. It's big brain move. All right, I'll admit, big brain move, but they evil because Netflix has always been like, oh, we won't do that shit. We just release the entire season at one time, and then they started doing, oh, we're just gonna release half season. We're just, it's. We're not releasing it, week by week, but we're releasing half an episode or half a season one, half seasons. So you have season 2, season 2 part 1, and then season 2 part 2. Now are they doing weekly episode drops?
I don't know. This is the first time I've seen it, and I watched it, and I'm like, this is kind of freaking awesome. And I was ready to be invested. And they just put the brakes on that real fucking quick.
Why is there only one episode?
I don't know. And I don't know if it's an original. Because Netflix like to claim things as original, and they're not.
Yeah, as long as they own the rights to it, they'll claim it as original.
Yeah.
Publisher... Viz Media is the publisher.
Which is a... pretty common.
It's on Crunchyroll, but yeah, there's only one episode, so it's not Netflix, it's not Crunchyroll, it's not Hulu.
It's just there's only one episode.
Yeah, it's on Crunchyroll, it's on Netflix, and it's on Hulu. But there's only one episode, so it's not like Netflix is only showing one episode. There's only just one episode.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
I recommend watching it because I was laughing my ass off during half of it.
I mean, I'm looking at it. It looks kind of dope.
And it was just the old lady goes running around going, give me your wiener. It was just hilarious. Yeah, you got to watch it.
Maybe I will.
It's hilarious. And like the plot at first is you're just like, this is interesting. And then it goes freaking left field so freaking hard, like animes tend to do. And it hooked me. The one episode hooked me. And I'm like, I want so much of this. And there's none.
In a bet to prove whether ghosts or aliens exist, 2 high schoolers face terrifying paranormal threats, gain superpowers, and maybe even fall in love. That's the synopsis that I was given.
That's the episode. Just
okay.
Just if you watch it and you get to the end, just try not to think, why did you say Martha?
Is Aquaman in the movie?
No. But yeah, no, I was hooked. I'm just like, give me more, and there is no more.
I mean, like when is episode 2 coming out though?
I don't know. It doesn't say.
Really?
Yeah. And they're like, hey, you want to try this episode? I'm like, yeah, sure. And then at the end, they're like, what did you think?
All right, I'm gonna go to their wiki, and it usually gives episodes. Wow, their wiki is fucking in depth. There's a manga.
I think that's one thing I do need to find is a reputable manga reader, because I do know that a couple of my favorites are ending very soon, and I want to read the manga before I watch the animes.
Yeah.
So, because I know the new big 3 are going to be ending this year. So Jujutsu Kaisen,
my hero is ending. Yeah, Jujutsu Kaisen is ending too.
Yep.
Oh, dude.
So the manga is ending. The show will probably go.
Demon Slayer's ending too.
Yeah.
Are those the big three right now? I can definitely see My Hero, and I can definitely see Demon Slayer being 2. Is Jujutsu Kaisen the next big three?
Yeah. Yeah, the original big three was Naruto, Bleach, and One Piece.
Yep. But One Piece is still going, obviously.
Well, it's ending too.
What the fuck?
Yeah.
Can I watch it now? I can watch it. I mean, I've already watched it a little bit. I just I refuse to watch it because I was like, this is too long. I can't get through it.
So here's one thing that they're getting ready to do, which I'm so on board for. They're going to do an abridged version that's only going to hit the high notes. Okay, have you watched any of it?
I'm on Sky Island. I'm still on Sky Island.
Okay. I've watched 500 episodes.
So have I. And I'm on Sky Island.
And I'm still waiting for it to get good.
That's fair.
And
that's fair. I'm on Sky Island. I'm like, dude. They drag Sky Island out a fuck ton. I'm just
they drag everything out. I have been sitting there watching that show, fallen asleep, woken up 2 hours later, and not missed anything.
I did have it on as mostly background noise.
Yeah. Because you don't miss anything. So they're going to do an abridged version to shorten it down.
Mm-hmm.
So they're going to cut out all the filler, all of the random nonsense. It's going to cut it out, which is what the live action is doing.
I call them double episodes. I call them double episodes where so if you have 3 episodes, it's technically only one, because the last half of episode 1 is the first half of episode 2, and the last half of episode 2 is the first half of episode 3.
Yeah.
I've noticed a lot of animes fucking do that shit.
Especially if they're trying to draw it out. Which One Piece
especially if they're drawing that out. Like the last, because they're 20-minute episodes. Most animes are 22 minutes.
Yeah.
The last 10 minutes.
If you watched them when they come out on television, you'd be watching them with commercials, which is why they're 15 to 25 minutes.
Yep. But even still, what was it? When you watch the last half, it's still the first half of the next episode.
Yeah.
And the last half of that is still the first half. It's
I need to see more Kaiju number 8.
What now?
Kaiju number 8. The first season is out. I've watched it 4 times.
Kaiju number 8, is that different from Jujutsu Kaisen?
Yeah.
I don't know how I put those two together.
I don't know either.
Kaiju.
Yeah. Like big monsters.
Yeah.
I normally don't care for kaiju movies or shows, but this one does it well. And it's hilarious. Like I said, I've watched season 1 4 times and I still laugh at it. Actually, now that I'm talking about it, I want to go watch it a 5th time.
There it is. Anime episodes. Yep. Oh, you just caught it at a bad time. Yeah. And then it's also not Netflix's fault because Netflix is just releasing it, and Netflix did the same thing for what was the Norse show that they had? Fuck, what was the Norse show that they had? Netflix did the same thing.
Was it Northman? No. It wasn't Legends of Ragnarok? No.
I think it was Northman. It's not Norse. Norse anime. Fucking help me.
Oh, Vinland Saga.
Say again? What did you just say?
Vinland Saga?
Yes, that was it. Yeah. Vinland. Yeah, they were releasing it week by week, but it wasn't their doing. It was just the anime was releasing week by week.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So, how the fuck did I just lose the name of this goddamn show that you just told me about that I'm staring at right fucking now?
Dan to Dan?
Dan to Dan. Thank you. Yep. Okay, there it is. Yep. So episode 1 came out on October 4th, which was 2 days ago.
leave it to me to do that.
And it's only got episode 2 listed, which is October 11th.
Boo. Oh, maybe my new job. Speaking of new job, none of the other guys are here. I go to my orientation on Tuesday, so I don't know what my schedule is going to be doing. And it's going to be one of those like rotating flex schedules. So we will probably miss a couple episodes a month.
Yeah.
Or we'll reschedule. You know,
Understood.
I'll see what everybody's schedule's like, and then we'll just reschedule. Or we'll have to start filming them at 8 o'clock in the morning, which I seriously doubt anybody's up to.
I can start drinking that early. That's fine with me.
Eh?
I don't know.
But,
I mean, I'm just going to drink all day on my Sundays anyway, because football.
Yeah, because it would be, you know, if I worked Saturday, I'd come home. I'd get home at like
What was the
6:30 in the morning.
With my second job, I had to see what my coaching schedule is.
So,
and I cannot drink before being around children, because then I'll get arrested. And that would not be fun for
that's
me.
a whole another thing. You don't want to be locked up with Diddy.
Oh no. Oh no.
Anyway, thank you all for coming and watching. We hope you had a good time, and we will see you in the next one. Bye-bye.